Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another HD broadcast. And I always get a bunch of messages whenever I cast, so today we're going to go ahead and set my friends list on busy so that we don't get a bunch of interruptions during the game. So anyways, where have I been these last couple of days? Well, it's actually been my birthday, which was 2 days ago or yesterday, something like that. Time flies by when you're having fun, and I went out and, you know, of course I drank and did all that. I'm officially 23 years old now, so I think I'm really over the hump. I've heard that this is kind of a downer year, which, you know, kind of sucks, but hopefully the next upper will be sometime around 25, and then after that it just goes downhill. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I drank quite a bit, and I was thinking, you know, one day HD might do a drunk cast. And I know sometimes I mess up, you know, units' names and stuff. I think if I was drunk, I would be completely incoherent. I'd probably start calling these probes stalkers and like the Nexus battle cruisers or whatever. I mean, it just would be so bad. But it might be kind of funny. Maybe something I'll do in the future. And yeah, I mean, I've just been really busy these last couple of days, been partying it up a little bit here or there. But I am here to cast another StarCraft 2 game, and keeping in line with the old request of more mirrors, more mirror matchups, I have decided to cast a Protoss versus Protoss. That is right. I really don't watch this mirror matchup all that much. I'm not the biggest fan of PvP, but I will admit that PvP does tend to have quite a bit of action. There's a lot of APM, there's a lot of intense moments of micro. I'll put it at that, because a lot of times Protoss versus Protoss ends up being 4-gate versus 4-gate, and that seems to be the I win button for Protoss, especially in PvP. Seems to be the most predominant build. There's other builds, of course, like Phoenix, Zealot. You know, Phoenixes are very good, and of course 2-gate Robo or even 1-gate Robo. Because if your 4-gate fails, then Colossus becomes like the next big step. Colossus just laser beam everything from the gateway down, and it's quite a dominant unit in Protoss versus Protoss as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much the backdrop. Oh, I also did the Google presentation, and the video is up now. It's an hour and 30 minutes. It was a Google video I did with Pain User, where we went and we're talking to all the high techs out at Google, some of the VPs, the presidents that were tuning in. It was a huge tech talk, and it was a big success. Big word of mouth promotion for esports and StarCraft 2 in general. And if you guys look on YouTube, you guys should be able to find it. If not, I'll probably post a link later tonight or tomorrow, something like that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get back to the game at hand after my long digression there. It is going to be TT1 spawning as the blue Protoss player on Lost Temple here at the 2 o'clock position. And TT1 doesn't need too much of an introduction. A great guy. I met him at MLG Raleigh, and he is part of MSI Fnatic. He, of course, played against Master Asia, who he had it was an epic game. If you guys recall, it was like the last Zealot standing kind of battle. And I met the guy, and he came up to me, and he was like he was a really cool guy. He was like, dude, thank you for casting that game. Now people are always messaging me saying you had a great game against Master Asia. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And so it looks like he is going to be opening with a 1-gate Robo. So very aggressive Robo tech right here for TT1, and he's also got some forces coming out across the field. Now Axslav, let's talk about him a little bit. I met this guy at UFNet a couple weeks ago. It was a StarCraft 2 tournament, and I think the standings were Pain User first place, Conan, aka Superior Wolf, second, I got third, and Axslav got fourth. But I never actually played Axslav. In fact, I'm pretty sure if I played Axslav, he would just cream me so hard. He is such a good Protoss player. He's ranked second in his division, right behind Pain User. He is a 1500 plus Protoss, so he's extremely good as well. And so I think that's pretty much basic introductions. Interestingly, Axslav has not gone for a 4-gate. He's actually gone for 2-gate Robo. So, well, you know, since there are cross-positional spawns, I think that tends to favor going for Robotech a little bit earlier. And I think we might just be in store for some War of the Worlds actions. Colossi versus Colossi. And that's actually one of my favorite things to watch in PvP. Rather than watch the, you know, skirmish, little 4-gate action everywhere, I really like to see big battles. And I think, yeah, we're going to see a robotics facility go down, a robotics support bay, excuse me. And first observer coming out of this robotics robotics facility while he waits for the bay to come up, and then he's going to start pumping out Colossus off of one base, and we are going to be seeing some good old War of the Worlds action, and I don't think I've casted any game quite like this yet, so I'm definitely excited to be seeing this. And we'll see how this game unfolds. It looks like Axslav here going for a relatively bold expansion, fast expand, I would say, somewhat fast. This is pretty bold right now, because I think if TT1 wanted to, he could probably attack as soon as this Colossus comes out, and I'm not sure if Axslav would be able to defend against it. Looks like TT1 gonna lose his observer there, as Axslav, his obs pops out just in time to catch that, and I don't think TT1 saw the Nexus. No, he does not. He's not aware of this fast expand going up for Axslav, and this could be a lot of trouble. If he knew, he would for sure push out and try to punish the enemy Protoss for going for that faster expo. Looks like TT1 now is going to try to get his own expansion down. Now, it looks like it's going to be some kind of a battle of supremacy here on Lost Temple. I mean, obviously, two Protoss tribes, if you guys want to go into the lore about it, you know, Tal'Darim and whatever this is, the TT1s versus the Axslavians. And obviously, only one race is going to come out ahead here. TT1 starting to push out towards the center of LT, and he now controls this watchtower, and it looks like, no, he's going to fall back. So, wow, he still doesn't know about this Nexus. The Nexus now just coming up, and if we look at the income, we can see Axslav is ahead by about 3 harvesters, and this is big. With 2 Nexuses, you can chrono boost twice as much, you can pump out twice as many probes, and look for TT1 to fall behind in that harvester count. Look at that, it's now 37 over 32. Axslav here is just going to shoot way ahead. TT1 now just about to warp in his Nexus, but he is going to fall behind in economy, and I would argue he's actually got a bit of a larger force. Yeah, you guys can see, I think he's got a few more units. As you guys can see, he is the blue Protoss player. He has 4 Zealots, 4 Stalkers, so he's got 1 more Stalker and an extra Colossus. So right now is a great time for TT1 to push out, but I think he still doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know about this expansion. He's got to have a general idea that Axslav eventually got it up. But yeah, we'll see how this game unfolds, but right now I think Axslav might just be a little bit ahead, 42 harvesters over 33. Back at the robotic support bay, this is an extremely important upgrade. I can't emphasize enough how important this extended thermal lance is. Without this upgrade, the Colossus just goes, I think it's like 4 range, and when they get the upgrade, it goes up to 9. So that's a huge difference, and it makes the Colossus able to stay in the back and not get sniped out by the Stalkers. And of course, if your Colossus stay in the back, then they're not going to be exposed as much to other enemy Colossus as well. And I think there's a big thing. A lot of the grammar police apparently are out to get me. They have a warrant for my arrest. The Colossus is singular and Colossi is plural. So I'll try to keep that in mind. It's kind of hard when you're in the midst of casting and you're really intensely casting the game, but that is correct. So looks like Axslav here going to lose his observer as TT1 returns the favor there as he's getting his own obs out. Income now, it looks like Axslav has broken 50 harvesters, and this is